गणपतिगं हवामहे कविं कवीनामुपमश्रवस्तमं ज्येष्ठराजं ब्रह्मणां ब्रह्मणस्पतान शृण्वन्नोतिभिस्सेदसादनम्। ॐ श्रीमहागणपतये नमः। सरस्वत्यै नमो नित्यम्। भद्रकाल्यै नमो नमः। वेदवेदान्तवेदाङ्ग विद्यास्थानेभ्यैव च सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयम् नमामि भगवत्पाद शङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्तेः पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे शुकतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। अचतुर्वदनो ब्रह्मा द्विबाहुरपरो हरिः अभाललोचनः शम्भुः भगवान् बादरायणः। ॐ सहनाववतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। We will read from 112 Sutra. Trayanameva Chaivamupannyasah Prashnascha Mahadvaccha Chamasvat Avisheshat Chamasvat Avisheshat. Let us read something there. Page 391. Punarapi prathanavadi ashabdatvam pradhanasya asiddham iti aha. Kasmat mantravarnat ajamekam lohita shukla krishnam bhavvihi prajaha srajamanam sarupaha ajo yeko jushamanaha anushete jahati enam bhukta bhogam ajonyah iti atrahi mantre lohita shukla krishna shabdaihi raja sat सत्त्वतमांसि अभिधीयन्ते लोहितं रजोरञ्जनात्मकत्वात् शुक्लं सत्त्वं प्रकाशात्मकत्वात् कृष्णं तमः आवरणात्मकत्वात् तेषां साम्यावस्था अवयवधर्मैः तेषां साम्यावस्था अवयवधर्मैः व्यपदिश्यते लोहित शुक्ल कृष्णेति न जायत इति च अजास्यात् मूल प्रकृतिः अविकृतिः इति अभ्युपगमात् ननु अजाशब्दः शागायां रूढः बाढं सातु रूढिः न आश्रयितुं शक्या विद्याप्रकरणात् सा च बह्वीः प्रजाः त्रैगुण्यान्विता जनयति तां प्रकृतिं अज एकः पुरुषः दृश्यमाणः प्रीयमाणः सेवमानो वानुषेते तामेव अविद्या आत्मत्वेन उपगम्य सुखी दुःखी मूढोऽहम् इति अविवेकितया संसरति अन्यः पुनः अजः पुरुषः उत्पन्न विवेक ज्ञानः विरक्तः जहाति एनां प्रकृतिम् भुक्तभोगां कृतभोगापवर्गां परित्यजति मुच्यते इत्यर्थः तस्मात् श्रुतिमूलैव प्रधानादिकल्पना कापिलानामिति एवं प्राप्ते ब्रूमः न अनेन मन्त्रेण श्रुतिमत्वं सांख्यवादस्य शक्यम् आश्रयितुं न हि अयं मन्त्रः स्वातन्त्र्येण कञ्चित् अपि वादं समर्थयितुम् उत्सहते सर्वत्रापि यया कयाचित् कल्पनया अजात्वादि सम्पादनोत्पत्तेः अजात्वादि सम्पादनोपपत्तेः सांख्यवादः एव इह अभिप्रेतः इति विशेष अवधारण कारणाभावात् चमसवत यथा ही अर्वाग्बिलश्चमस ऊर्ध्वबुध्नः इति अस्मिन् मंत्रे स्वातंत्रेण अयं नाम असौ चमसः अभिप्रेतः इति न शक्यते निरूपयितुम् सर्वत्रापि यथा कथंचित् अर्वाग्बिलत्वादिकल्पनोपपत्तेः अगेन यथा कथंचित् अर्वाग्बिलत्वादि कल्पनोपपत्तेः एवं इह अपि अविशेषः अजाम् एकाम् इति अस्य मंत्रस्य न अस्मिन् मंत्रे प्रधानम् एव अजा अभिप्रेतेति शक्यते नियन्तुम्. See, we were seeing this sutra, and this sutra is in this adhikaran called Chamasadhikaranam. In this Chamasadhikaranam, this mantra is the Ishavakya is from Shvetashvatar Upanishad. And in this Shvetashvatar Upanishad 4.5, in this 4.5, what is written here? Please see in the Brahma Sutra book, you see page 391. Ajam ekam lohit shukla krishnam bhavvi prajaha srijamanam sarupaha ajo yeko dushmana anushete jahati nam bhukta bhogam ajanya. This is the whole mantra. See 4.5. I am just reminding you, I have already seen these mantras. So in this mantra, what is said here, there are 3 portions of this mantra. There is one ajam, aja. So there are 4 interpretations of this mantra. First is from the Sankhya, and second, third, and fourth is of the Vedanta. What this Sang says, that this Aja is equal to Swatantra Prakriti, independent Prakriti is called Aja. And what it does, and this Aja is of the nature of Lohit, Shukla and Krishna, Rajogun, Tamogun and Sattvagun. So Lohit means red, and Shukla means white, and Krishna means dark. So Rajogun, Tamogun and Sattvagun, Trigunatmika Prakriti. And what it does, is it free or doing? No, it's very busy. Bhavi Prajaha, it creates lot of Praja. Praja means beings. So this Prakriti creates the whole world. Bhavi Prajaha Srijmanam. And how is it? Sarupaha. As is the mother, so is the family, child. Right? Because whole Srishti is Trigunatmika. Here the meaning is this. Whole Srishti is like this flower is there. It also has Tamogun is there. Okay. So this is the second point. Third point is Ajaha yi ekaha dushmanaha. There are some jivas who are here. Second time Aja word is coming. Ekha. He starts enjoying the Prakriti. Enjoying means suffering and enjoying with the objects. And then what happens? Anushete. Anushete means? It becomes samsari. Samsari means samyak sorry. He has to say sorry many times. He does so many mistakes, you have to constantly keep on saying sorry. That is called samsari. And you say sorry for the same mistake. Mistake is not a problem. We all make mistakes. But to make the same mistake is called foolishness then. Then that is called samsari. Okay. So mistakes do happen. Human beings are making mistakes. 1, 2, 3, 4 times, 5 times, 6 times. But when you do the mistake many times, it doesn't appear as mistake. Then you become hard in that area. Okay. So one who is habitual mistake maker, so that his mistake doesn't appear as a mistake to him now. He has crossed that level of mistakes pinching him. It doesn't pinch him. Supposing by mistake also you take something, supposing you take alcohol by mistake. Alcohol by mistake. You are a brahmacharya. Kirtidar wrote that somebody gave chocolate, and in that chocolate, she took that chocolate, but she saw the content, and content had alcohol. I don't know, they put alcohol also in the chocolate. That was news. So, why to put alcohol in the chocolate? Kicking effect is. So we can give it. So now she felt very guilty. If you don't take anything and you take by mistake also, you feel very guilty. But a time comes that mistake doesn't give you guilt. You feel it's like that, You take it in its own stride. That is where it is called that a person is now badly caught up. So when you are caught up somewhere, you should be very aware that I am bound here. And I am really suffering. And this is my nature. Then you will put effort after that. But after a time, you become habitual offenders. You justify it. You try to say others are also like that. It's a fashion nowadays. It's not so bad. Then after that, you have stopped your progress also, because you're not putting effort in that direction. Whole sadhana is to resisting your lower nature and conquering it. Sadhana is difficult because you have to conquer your nature, and that nature which is very strong and wrong nature. Okay, but because you have been doing it continuously, and because you have found some justification from some other places, so you will not be pinching it also. But be very careful. This, you don't need any other enemy, you have your mind. Atma eva atmana shatru atma varipura atmana. 6th chapter says, you have your mind, you have got the biggest enemy of the world. Why? Because this will take you to new births. This will make you suffer as an angry person, as a passionate person. This will make you make relation with somebody. This will make you hate somebody. This will make you attached to somebody. This will make you ahankari. It can create havoc, and it will continue this havoc. And this is called ekaha ajaha. This is the enemy. Okay, this is the second point. Now, third point, what is said here, anushete means samsarati. So, third point, there is another jeev is there. Anyaha. Anya means the viveki jeev. Viveki means intelligent Jeev. And Bhukta Bhogam, a Nam, having Bhukta Bhogam means he has used the Prakriti. Bhukta Bhogam doesn't mean he enjoys, he has used the Prakriti, and then he has used the Prakriti and he has, what happened? Jahati, he has left the Prakriti. Left means he is out of the bondage of the gunas. He gives up the Prakriti. And the second line, the third time Aja word is coming. First Aja is for Prakriti. Second Aja is for ordinary bound Jeev. And third Aja is for the Viveki Jivaha. Now, I already talked about all these things. So, here, what are the problems? So, first interpretation Sang says that the Prakriti is Swatantra. Swatantra and Swatantra Prakriti is there. And Lohit Krishna and Shukla Krishna means Gunatraya Vishishta Pradhanam. That Pradhanam which was endowed by these three gunas. This is the first interpretation. I had called it I1. Like you have iPhones, I10, I11. So this is I1. I2 was that Aja is Prakriti, but this Prakriti is Paratantra. Is a dependent Prakriti and dependent Prakriti. And Lohit Krishna Shukla is same. Three gunas. This is the I2. What is I3? I3 is given in the Bhashyakar. So Aja is equal to beginningless Prakriti, but three gunas are not three gunas, they are three colors. Three colors. Varnatraya Vishishta Paratantra Prakriti. This is the third I3. And I4, what is I4 now? This is given by Ved Vyas Bhagavan. He tilts the whole scale somewhere else and he says Prakriti does not mean the Aja does not mean Prakriti, it means Bhutatrayam, Agni, Apaha, Prithvi, fire, water and earth. And Lohit, Shukla, Krishna are three colors. So now Varnatraya Vishishta Bhutatrayam is the meaning of the Aja. That means one which is endowed with three colors. The three Mahabhut, three sense object endowed with three colors. ये देखो नया मीनिंग हो गया है. ये बात हो गई. अब क्या करा जाए साहब? So this is the fourth interpretation. I had already told, but I am just brushing the whole thing so that your samskar should come at the surface. Our problem is very big. Kam, Krodh, samskar comes very fast on the surface. But Vedant, Bhakti, samskar comes very slowly. Because some samskar which is too strong, it comes very fast. It springs up. And when samskar is very less, it is very difficult to awaken that samskar. This is the problem. Got my point? And therefore, if you stop reading Vedanta or anything, we start forgetting very fast. But Kam, Krodh, etc. is not at all. It can come in the split of a moment. You don't need lot of time. Then he's making me angry. I think by 12 o'clock I'll be angry. It's not like that. It takes time for me to get into anger mode. 7 o'clock he started making me. He shouted on me. 7 to 8. Still, I think my anger will be awake after 12:30 or after lunch. अपनी कहानी, our story is very, क्या बोले, mysterious stories there. Now, general analysis of the first sutra. If you know, I had already started that. So, general analysis, Ved Vyas Bhagavan says something. He says, this Lohit, Shukla and Krishna, Don't give the meaning of three colors. And don't take the meaning of three colors as three gunas. Don't interpret so easily. Don't try to give symbolism too much. Don't try to stretch anything too much. I have heard the word open-mindedness. Yesterday I was reading somewhere it was written, if you are too open-minded, your brain will fall down. Understood the meaning? Because if you are totally independent in thinking, there is no Shraddha aspect. You don't know how to think, you can say I'm open-minded. Every atheist says I'm open-minded. Everybody who doesn't belong in God, he will say I'm open-minded. Anybody who doesn't belong in ethics, he will say I'm open-minded. Every drunkard will say I'm open-minded. Every drug addict will say I'm open-minded. I don't believe. I don't believe in suppression. I believe in enjoying the life. So everyone who is immoral will use such expressions like open-minded. That does not mean licentiousness. You are not so capable that you can think without some support. Like a child can't walk without the support. Our thinking is very dull and you need a support of railings to walk properly. So you should have a reference that this is your conclusion should be, and then under a certain system only you should think to come to a conclusion. Don't be totally independent because you don't know what to think, how to conclude. Thinking itself is a very big, science. You don't know how to think and how to conclude. You need a data for that, and you don't have a proper data which the scriptures will provide. Okay, so don't be too independent in thinking like this, thinking like that. Don't try to conclude. You are too small to conclude about it like that. You have to have some Shraddha, Shastra. So here, it is said here, that whatever should be closer to the Shastra should be the norm. Okay. Fantastic. Here, Ved Vyas Bhagwan refers to the word called chamas. Chamas has two meanings. One meaning is ladle, other is vessel. So, he gives an example. And he quotes Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 2.2.3. Please open 2.2.3 of BU. Brihadaranyaka Upanishad 2.2.3. What is 2.2.3? Tadapyesha shloko bhavati arvag bilash chamasa. Arvag bilash chamasa urdhva budna. You got it? Please mark it. If you have a marker, please mark it. Or try to, if you have a pencil, then you tick it. Do something so that you know that there is some. Arvag bilash chamasa urdhva budna tasmin yasho nihitam vishwarupa. Let us see what is the meaning of that. See, it says here, there is a vessel. And that vessel is kept upside down. Unko nahi mila. She couldn't get it. Got it? Didn't get it. 2.3.3. You should see on the top. It is already written on the top, 2.3. Then you can see 2.3.3. So there is a vessel which is kept upside down. What is the word here? Arvag bila. Arvag bila means what? The vessel which mouth is down. Mouth is down like a pot is there. You put it upside down. That is called arvag bila. And Urdhbudna means what? Bottom is top. Bottom is on the top. Urdhbudna means what? Bottom is on the top. The base of that vessel is on the top. Like this, you put it like sometimes. Actually, supposing you have empty katori, empty glass, you should never put it like this. Always put it upside down. Because any insect can enter into it. Dust can enter into it. Infection can enter into it. Lizard can enter into it. Spider can enter into it. And if you use it, you won't know it has entered. It has already put its own dirt. So in our houses, it was always kept like that. Vessel were always cups kept like that. Or put a lid. If supposing you have, then always never put an open lid. Open glass, open pot, open katori. Don't put it. Okay. So here also there is one vessel kept here. Arvak bilaha. And Arvak bilah chamasa. Chamasa means vessel. And Urdhbudna. Very good. Very good. Very good. Then what is there? In tasmin. Tasmin means tasmin vessel. Vessel. Tasmin chamase. Don't say vesile. It is tasmin. In that particular vessel, what is there? There is something filled. What is filled? Vishwarupaha. There is yasha. Glory. Glory. Glory of the whole world is filled. ये क्या बात है? एक vessel है, glory of the whole world is filled. Whole world's glory is filled in that. अच्छा. Tasmin yashaha nihitam vishwarupa. Vishwarupa means manifold glory. Yasha means glory. And nihitam means kept. And vishwarup means of manifold glory is kept in that vessel which is upside down. Okay, bhai, theek hai, upside down, upside down. Now, on that vessel, on the side of that vessel, Sapta Rishis are seated. See? Tasyaha asataha. Rishayah Saptaha. Sapta Rishis are seated. Okay. Sapta Rishi are seated. What are the Sapta Rishi that are seated on each side? So, Tasyaha Sapta Tire. So, Vag Ashtami Brahmana Samvidaneti. So, here, 7 rishis are 7 sense organs. Clearly it is written. We are not saying anything. See, Vag Ashtami. Sapt rishis are 7 sense organs. Okay. Which 7? I am coming to it. Don't worry. She is thinking which 7. So wait. So this 7 rishis is because Rish means Jnanam. Rishi has come from the dhatu Rish. Rish. Sh. More than sh. Don't say sh. Not Shanti sh. Shanti sh and Rishi sh. And samosa sa. So sa, sh, sh. Sh. See? Sh. See? You are moving more head than the thing. It is sh. See? It is sh. It is Rishu say? Sh. Why are you so not spending any money? Sh. See, conjuses sh. So, these 7 holes here, 2 eyes, 2 ears, 2 nostrils, and thank God 1 mouth. With 1 mouth, so much of problem is there. If we had 2 mouths, I don't know, problems must have multiplied many. Much of our problems because of talking only. So, open the mouth. Anyway, so Bhashikar, Ved Vyas Bhagwan says here, just as you interpret chamas in keeping with the Upanishad itself, similarly you should interpret Aja Mantra also in keeping with the Upanishad itself. So whatever meaning of Aja you say, it should be seen somewhere in the Upanishad that this is meaning of the Aja. If you say Aja means Prakriti, you should be able to show me somewhere that it is said like that. I'm not making Aja Chamas here another meaning. Vessel has the meaning of vessel here. I hope you are clear. Clear. In this Upanishad, Brihadaranyaka Upanishad, Chamas word has the meaning of vessel, which is filled with the glory of the whole world. Around that are the 7 rishis which are seated. Fantastic. Now, he means Ved Vyasji is saying that in this particular mantra, as the meaning of Chamasa is taken without any symbolism, you are just taking the literal meaning. Similarly, there also, Shweta Shwatar, Aja meaning whatever meaning you are saying, it should be supported by some Upanishad. You don't say anything. If you say Prakriti, you should tell where it has come somewhere else. This is where he is quoting. Let me just see the mantra. See, Arvak Bilah Chamasa Urd Budna Itidam Tachira Esha He Arvak Bilah Chamasa Urd Budna Tasmin Yasho Netam Vishurupamiti Prana Vai Yasho Vishurupam Prana Netan Pranan Etadaha Tasya Satahrisya Saptatira iti Pranavarisya Pranate Pranan Etadaha Vagashtami Brahmana Samvidhaneti Vagadyashtami Brahmana Samvidete. Imau eva. Got it? See the next paragraph. Imau eva Gautama Bharadwajau Ayam eva Gautama Ayam Bharadwajaha Imau eva Vishwamitra Vishwamitra Jamadagni Ayam eva Vishwamitra Ayam Jamadagni Imau eva Vasishta Kashyapa Kashyapau Ayam eva Vasishta Ayam Kashyapa Vag ev Atri Vacha hi annam adyate atti havai nama etat atri iti sarvasya atta bhavati sarvam asya annam bhavati evam veda. What does it mean when just chanting? What does it mean? Here giving the name of the rishis also, which are the 7 rishis, and ultimately Vag rishi is called Atri. Atri is called Vag. Anyway, you understand this much only. Now I am going to the word analysis. Word analysis is Chamasvat Avisheshat. Chamasvat Avisheshat. So what is written here? So you have to write here now. What is the meaning? In the bracket, the word Aja in Shweta Shwatar Upanishad 4.5 does not reveal Sankhya Pradhanam. Again, the word Aja in SU, not SUP, in SU 4.5 does not reveal Sankhya Pradhanam. This is in bracket. Why you are saying like that? Now bracket is closed now. Bracket is closed. Because there is no specific reference. Chamasvat. Vat means like. As in the case of Chamas in BU 2.2.3. Because this is the meaning of the whole whole sutra. BU. BU doesn't mean boy. BU also means boy. You know, BU. BU means Brihadaranyaka. Okay. So because there is no specific reference, Chamasvat like that. Right? This is the meaning. Now going to the word. Now Vishesh word you see. Vishesh. Vishesh. See? Vishesh. Don't say Vishesh. 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 Any specific reference is not there in the mantra itself. Any specific reference is not in the mantra itself. The word Aja is equal to birthless. Now, birthless, there are many birthless. Jeev is birthless, Ishwar is birthless, Prakriti is birthless. This is called Avishesh. Vishesh means a specific reference, and Avishesh means a specific clue is not given that this is the birthless Prakriti. Like you say, that boy. A boy, there are hundreds of boys. Which one are you talking about? That boy came in the class. There are many boys in the class. Which one are you talking about? If you say boys come in the class, it is a general word. But Sunil came in the class, then this is specific references. This is called Avishesh. And Chamasvat you have heard referred to Brihadaranyaka. So in the Chamas mantra, there is no clue at all. So that makes a mysterious statement that there is a vessel upside down, rishis are on the side, it is filled with glory. So when there is a clueless mantra, you have to go according to the Shastra only. Okay. And when you go by the Shastra, you know, how do you know that it is supporting Vedanta and not Sankhya? Now this is said in the next mantra, that this mantra of Shvetashvatar is supporting the Vedanta and not Sankhya. Please repeat after me. Next mantra. Mantra number 1.4.2.9. First chapter, fourth pada, second adhikaran and ninth mantra. ठीक है ना? Okay. ज्योतिः उपक्रमात् तथा हि अधीयते एके. Again. ज्योतिः उपक्रमात् तथा हि अधीयत एके. So now we are going to see that Aja mantra, Aja word in that particular mantra of Shvetashvatar. Is there somewhere else also the word has come so that I can take the meaning of Prakriti as per Vedanta? Yes. If something is not clear, you have to go somewhere else. Sandigdha Shastra Vishaya Asandigdha Shastra Vakya Me Pramana. If one statement is ambiguous, so at another Upanishad, same word is unambiguous. So where is the unambiguous meaning? Please tell me this. So Shastra, Bhagwan Shankaracharya gives one interpretation in keeping with the Shastra, and Ved Vyas gives another. Shankaracharya gave the I3, where Aja means beginningless Prakriti. And how it is beginningless? Because, how do you know beginningless? Because Aja is there. And how do you know it is Prakriti? Because it is in feminine gender. Aja It is a Akarant Striling. There is feminine gender. Now, feminine is okay, but whether it is independent or whether it is dependent, it is Swatantra or Partantra, mantra does not say. That mantra of the Shvetashvatar does not say that this is feminine is fine, but whether it is independent or dependent, it does not say. So here, Bhashyakar says that in the beginning of Shvetashvatar, there are two mantras giving the clue. Arey, everywhere clue, clue. We are going to Buklu. Oh. Muklu is a place in Johannesburg. Buklu. Buklu, na? You don't know? Great. Buklu is the place. And where your house is Kloof. Kloof. Your house? Kloof. Kloof. Kloof is the house. Kloof, not Bukloof. So here in Shvetashvatar 1.3, please open now 1.3. When you have brought the book, keep on opening also. So you'll be happy that I brought. And if somebody is not brought, you are more happy. See, he did not bring. So Shvetashvatar is 1.3. Yeah. In 1.3, te dhyan yoganugata apashyan devatma shaktim swagunair nigudham. I hope you got it. Shvetashvatar 1.3. I hope. मिल गया? Didn't it? Shvetashvatar. So 1.3. The first line is there. Te dhyan yoganugata. What you are seeing? Seeing something else. So, te dhyan yoganugata. They saw. Apashyan. They saw. What they saw? They saw Devatma Shakti. देखो यही बात है. This is there. Insight is so much. Everything needs insight here. If you don't have insight, you will never get a solution. Because everything important is very hidden here. And how much they have studied that this mantra comes there, this mantra comes there. My God. I mean, all the Upanishads are standing in front of them and talking to them that I am here. This is their sadhana and tapasya. Therefore, you always say these mantras, these bhashya. No ordinary person can write. And that makes our faith that if they can remember so much, they must be saying something right only. Don't take them as someone who is orthodox. They are very, very big in their thinking. See, first line it is said, they saw. And where they saw? Dhyana yoga anugata. In meditation they saw. In meditation means while thinking they concluded. I am saying many times meditation doesn't mean thoughtlessness. Meditation does not mean absence of thought. Well thought, they thought. And what they saw? That Devatma Shaktim. This is a clue here. They saw there is Shakti of Brahman. Brahman has unique power. Achha. See, here he got the point. Shakti is not written. Devatma Shakti. That Shakti which is of Devta. And here Dev means Brahman. Devat means Brahman. not Devatmanand Swami. Here Devat means Brahman Shakti. Brahman's power is there. Devatma Shakti. Acha? Yes. Now, so why I put it here? I told because that Shakti called Prakriti could not be independent. Aja word was beginningless, was non-controversial. But whether it is dependent or independent, you have to find from other place to support it. And because here Devatma Shakti word is written, that itself means that Shakti is of the Brahman. And this is where I got the answer. Because Shankaracharya Bhagwan said it is independent, it is dependent. But Ved Vyasji said, I will tell you where it is said it is independent, where it is dependent. And here he showed in 1.3 of Shvetashvatar, Devatma Shaktim, that this is independent. This is dependent. And one more thing, you have heard it hundreds of times from me, that no power can be independent of the powerful. Power always has its residence is one in with the holder of power, wielder of power. This is a very classic point of Vedanta where science could not penetrate. Science only sees the power. Very big power is there, which is, power is inert. Power cannot exist without powerful. Power cannot exist without powerful. Why? Why power can't exist without powerful? Because power is being operated upon. Power is operated upon. Power can't operate on power. Atmani Kriya Virodhat. And therefore someone else other than the power operates on the power. Power is inert. Inert can't act on inert. Consciousness alone can act on inert. This argument I give in almost every class. Shakti Shaktimatoho Samanvaya Sambandhat. Both are, Shakti will depend on Shaktiman. And therefore Shakti cannot be independent. Okay. Shakti, your talking power is dependent on you. My speaking power is dependent on me. Listening power is dependent on me. Supposing money is there. So you say, whose money is there? Government's money is there. Individual's money is there. Whose money? He has money, power is there. Whose? Nobody's. No, you cannot say like that. It should belong to somebody. And if nobody claims the money, it belongs to the state then. That means the government. It belongs to the government. That country. If oil is discovered, it belongs to the country and not to the individual then. But you can't say that something is not possessed by a conscious entity. Okay, this is a principle. He reiterates it. And he gives one more example, one more quotation he gives, is 4.10. 4.10 of same Upanishad. 4.10, 4th chapter, 10th mantra. Very popular mantra is there. 4.10. What is 4.10? Mayam tu prakritim vidyat, mainam tu maheshwaram. 4.10 you saw. Mayam tu prakritim vidyat. See, this prakriti is called Maya. But what is a very important aspect is mainam. Mainam means possessor of Maya. Mainam is possessor of Maya. Maheshwaram is the possessor of Maya. Possessor of Maya. Possessor means dependent on whom Maya is dependent, like Mam Maya Duratteya. Oh, Bhagavan says Mam Maya. Mam Maya means Maya is dependent on Ishwar. It is not independent. Mainam. Mayi. Mainam. Bhagwan's one name is Mayi. In pratyay is for possessor. In. Not English in. Ma in. E and na. So Mayi, Mainau, Mainah. Mainam. Mainam. That means possessor of the Maya. Possessor of the Maya is called God. Possessor means on which Maya is dip. Dip means dependent. Oh. Maya is dependent on the consciousness, and therefore he is called Mainam. Okay, very good. So, Mayam tu Prakritim Vidyat. Mainam tu Maheshwaram. See how much they have nishtha, how much committed they are to prove what is truth and what is right here. What Brahma Sutra does, it establishes your commitment to Vedas, to Shastra, and to truth or to Brahman alone. This alone is right. This alone is right. Your commitment to the scriptures will become much more stronger. And when you are committed to scriptures, you will be committed to living their values also. So you get more firm in your abidance in the truth only. Okay? So this is the portion, and more we will see in tomorrow's class. Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.